So I did my project on sexism in healthcare, which is a big issue where basically the foundation, it all starts with this ridiculous belief that men and women have the same physiology with the exception of our reproductive organs. And I'm going to get into that as I share with you my website, my Instagram, and some of the other things I've been doing. To start, this is the Instagram page. I've just been sharing a few facts. We have 9 followers already. I've been sharing online with my friends, people I know. I've reached out to Malvern community, which has been great. I also created a website, which is this. So it kind of lays down the law about what's going on with sexism in healthcare, with some history, which kind of then goes into some of the causes and effects. Obviously, it goes into a lot of detail, but the foundation of medical belief is that men and women have the same physiology, which I don't know. I can't wrap my head around how anyone could have thought that, but this created an inherent bias in medicine. Because of it, doctors were taught the standard for 75 kilogram white men, which is reflected in their textbooks and their medical schools. They don't learn how to properly diagnose, treat women because they express their symptoms differently. They verbally express their symptoms differently. They're treated differently. They react differently. Their side effects to medications can be different. And none of that was accounted for in medicine. They were excluded from clinical trials, even ones that were meant for them. It's just kind of ridiculous, but doctors are reflecting that bias that they don't know they have in their daily medical practice, which has led women to become more likely to die or suffer from pain because their doctors don't know how to treat them. Their doctors dismiss them. Their doctors ignore their symptoms or pass them off as period pain, which is shown in the spread awareness page of my document, where you can read some stories. I reached out to a few Malvern students as well as found some online, and Ariana Vallejo in the other class was kind enough to share hers with me, in which she was passed off before she was diagnosed with polycystic ovarian syndrome. And she is so strong and so stubborn, and I'm so proud of her for not quitting on getting a diagnosis, because it is absolutely heartbreaking to me that that happened to her, and I am in awe that they would let that happen to such a young girl. Like, it's terrible. I also posted some articles and videos where people can learn more. I'm encouraging people to learn more so that they can spread awareness, as well as what to do if you face sexism in healthcare and how you can help combat sexism in healthcare. The number one thing to do is ask for a new doctor. In Toronto, that's something that's really easy to do, but that's not necessarily easy in more rural communities. And so I included a link with a database full of doctors and nurse practitioners for people to look at to find a doctor, as well as what you can do. Coming to this website obviously is a great start. So I also created some posts and posters for anyone seeing this to talk about or post around to spread more awareness. I used the word hell here for emphasis, and I thought that it was necessary to do so because of the gravity of the situation. You may disagree with me, but that is something that I felt needed to be left as is. Another thing I did is create a petition, which is included here, which aims to make it mandatory for for bias training to be provided to medical practitioners every 3 years, so that they are aware and conscious of their bias, as well as when there is a complaint made against them that they displayed bias, to eradicate the systemic bias that exists within healthcare. So in doing that, change.org reached out to me. They really helped me spread the information. This is our text chain with a guy named Max. He really taught me how to get my information out there, and I've gotten 27 signatures, which is wild. I also reached out to Malvern Social Justice Club, which is new, and I'm excited to join, and they asked me to present all this information in front of them, which I'm so happy to do because this is an issue I've become so passionate about. It's a message that needs to be spread because gender discrimination can touch you anywhere, even in the places you'd least expect it to, like in medicine.